Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So yesterday in my Arrow Streets of Fire review, I asked you to submit all of your questions about the big moments, Season 3, and The Flash. So I picked 10 of them to answer in this video with one bonus question. We also got official news about the Flash TV show, and a couple other shows too, so I'll talk about that first. If you're finding me for the first time, I just do Arrow videos every week. Once it goes off the air, and now that we know that The Flash is going to be a real TV show, I'll just alternate, Flash, Arrow bonus videos. So because I do Q&A videos for both of those, I might combine some of them too. Be sure to subscribe to get everything and leave me suggestions for future bonus videos to do. So big news first, The Flash has officially been ordered to series. I'm totally not surprised, but we might be getting a trailer next week during the Arrow finale, so be sure to watch it live. If we do get the trailer, I'll make that my bonus video for Wednesday. I'll do a separate video for the trailer itself. They're also probably going to use that trailer to announce which day the show is going to air on. I would guess that it's probably going to be back to back with Arrow Season 3. They'll just air it on the same day. I'm also expecting them to air the pilot episode at Comic-Con, so if that happens, I'll be sure to post a non-spoilery review. Also, in slightly related superhero TV show news, while I was pulling together the questions for this, they renewed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for Season 2, and Marvel picked up the Agent Carter TV series. That's going to be around Peggy Carter, and Hayley Atwell will be reprising the role. I'll talk more about those shows next Tuesday whenever I do my Marvel videos, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has its finale then. It was really funny because Disney and Warner Brothers just both decided to dump all that news today. But on to questions. Careful for spoilers from the episode if you haven't seen it yet, but question number 1. Dylan Alyal asks, do you think that they'll ever start calling Oliver Green Arrow instead of just Arrow? No, I don't think the show's ever going to use that green part. There's definitely been an evolution to his identity since Season 1. He started out as the Vigilante, then became the Arrow. Remember in the episode when Quentin was talking to his sergeant? The sergeant called Oliver the Vigilante and Quentin corrected him saying the Arrow. I think more people will just start thinking of him less as a vigilante and more as a force for good, but even Batman was never perceived as a 100% good guy. The whole beauty of being the Arrow is that Oliver can walk the line of justice, more than the police. He's never going to be like Superman who, say Batman actually calls the Boy Scout. Like Oliver's never going to be that Boy Scout person. Question number 2. Sapphire Blue asks, what do you think about the photo from the next episode where Slade is taking Felicity hostage? Yeah, it's a really nice teaser for, Slade killing the person Oliver loves most, but if you remember my, female algebra that I did in my review video, he loves all of them equally, so he doesn't love any of the women the most, so technically it's a bit of a fake out. Slade is going to kill a ton of people in the episode anyway, so Felicity probably just gets snagged in the crossfire during a moment. There were some behind-the-scenes images that they shot at a water treatment facility with a bunch of pipes, so I'm guessing that's where that scene takes place, but I have no idea what that location is doubling for, maybe some sort of power plant. Felicity has already been confirmed for Season 3, so obviously she has to make it out of that situation somehow, and the list of people that could actually legitimately die in the finale is pretty small. Question number 3, David Alvarado asks, do you think that Quentin will be the commissioner next year and Laurel could be the district attorney? So I don't think that Quentin's going to be the commissioner, he'll just be a regular detective, but I do think that Laurel will become the district attorney. There's also a lot of Black Canary, Sarah dying talk going on, but even if Laurel does become the Black Canary in Season 3, I think that it's going to take all season for her to get there. Like, she won't become the Black Canary till the end of the season. She's not just going to show up in episode 1 in black leather. I think what we'll see though is her stepping into a position of more power where she can help Team Arrow, help them prosecute the super criminals that they take down. So Team Arrow will just become much more effective because remember, Quentin is also now back in a position of power. So I think that they'll just work together as a team a little bit better. Question number 4, Kim asks, do you think there's a possibility that Merlin could help out Team Arrow? Yes, he's actually marching next to them in the trailer for the finale. Oliver still has a lot of unfinished business with him, and Thea does not like him at all, so I don't think Merlin's gonna be a good guy from now on. They'll just have a temporary truce while they deal with the shitstorm. I have seen a lot of rumors that Merlin could be the Season 3 villain. I don't know if they're true, but remember, Isabel talked about the sins of the father whenever she revealed her true plan to Oliver, so I like that idea continuing into Season 3. The thing about the plot threads that they start each season is that they all have to connect by the finale. For instance, the one common denominator this season is Oliver and Slade's relationship. So in Season 3, I really like the idea of Felicity's relationship with her father, or Thea's, being the common denominator. And don't forget, Oliver has a son, so Sins of the Father has a whole new meaning now. Fathers and sons, fathers and daughters. I feel like that equation would work a lot better if Oliver's child turned out to be a little girl, so that it would just all be fathers' relationships with their daughters, which is funny because in real life Stephen Amell has a baby girl. Question number 5, Marvel DC asks, how do you think that Roy will react whenever he wakes up? He's probably just going to be really horrified with what he's done, especially to Thea. I think he'll spend most of season 3 trying to repair that relationship and just atone for the crimes against the city. Those demons will probably be what motivates him to be a hero. And yes, I don't think he's going to have super strength or super healing anymore. He'll be back to normal. Oliver is like the benchmark for hero on the show. He's a totally normal person with no superpowers, and he still does the work of a superhero, just like the other Justice League team members. It's the same thing with Batman, non-superhero doing the work of a superhero, so Roy is just going to jump on that train in season 3. Question number 6, Jose asks, do you think that Oliver should take the Mirakuru? No, I actually kind of explained why in that previous question, but let's talk about the consequences of what would happen if he did take it. So far, no one has been immune to the mental side effects, so if Oliver took it, he'd succumb to that madness too. He'd probably hallucinate his father. If you remember, he actually spent most of season 1 on the island hallucinating him. He'd probably turn into like a Frank Castle Punisher and just start murdering supervillains, and Amanda Waller would end up having to nuke the city all over again. Slade and Oliver are basically the same person, only Slade went to the dark side and Oliver became Luke Skywalker. I am still waiting to see if Oliver can redeem Darth Slade by the end of the finale, or if he's going to end up having to throw him down an elevator shaft. Question number 7, Sedanam asks, they keep destroying the city each season. Did they even fully rebuild it after the undertaking? That's actually a good point. No, they did not rebuild the Glades. That was actually the part that was blown up. The city basically ended up getting worse, and that's what Brother Blood built his campaign for mayor on. He was like, this is a problem that no one cares about but me, I'll fix it. So the city itself is still broken. Now they're breaking it again, and even if Amanda Waller doesn't nuke it, which I don't think she is, Slade's army has still trashed it. So I think in season 3, Queen Industries and Oliver is going to be a big part of repairing that. The thing that they have not addressed yet is how is Oliver going to get his company back? I'm really hoping that they deal with that in the finale. Question number 8, Sam Hockney asks, do you think that Thea will learn Oliver's identity? I certainly hope so. She knows Merlin's identity and what he's done, so she's basically halfway there. She even started to question the connection between Slade and Oliver, so I'm hoping that Oliver does the same thing with her that he did with Roy, where he rips his mask off and makes a really passionate speech. Right now, Merlin's with Thea, and obviously he's marching with them in that trailer for the finale, so they have to meet up at some point. I'm really looking forward to that reunion. Oliver still does not know that Merlin is alive. Question number 9, MTA Critic asks, what other kind of trick arrows do you think that Oliver will use in the future? I actually think that they're going to attach the Mirakuru cure to Oliver and Merlin's arrow tips. So technically that's kind of like a trick arrow. I think you're asking about regular trick arrows though. Realistically, he could use EMP arrows like Hawkeye did in Avengers, and Stephen Amell even said that he wants to use more trick arrows, so don't be surprised if there are a few new ones in the next season. I don't think we've seen a zipline arrow in a while, so we might see that next too. Question number 10, Gizma asks, do you think they'll change Oliver's costume or his look in season 3? No, not really, not in a significant way. Usually the lead actors are the ones that change the least. They're like the through line for the whole series, so for the most part, they need to change the least, at least from a physical standpoint. And think about it this way, if Oliver gets rid of those leather pants, Felicity won't be able to make fun of him anymore. And one last bonus question, KJ Bukana asks, what DC superhero do you want to see get a TV show next? Gosh, there's so many they have in development. I think realistically, Suicide Squad would be next, but if I got to pick anyone, I would say Deathstroke, Vandal Savage, or Nis Al Ghul. It would definitely have to be a villain. We've seen so many new hero shows, now it's time to see a villain get their own show. If it were Vandal Savage, it could be like an Injustice Society show, and if it were Nis Al Ghul, it could be like League of Assassins. In reality, it's much more likely that we'll get a spin-off show for a character that's already been established on Arrow or another superhero show. But thank you so much for submitting your questions. These videos are always a ton of fun to do. So be on the lookout for a very special cameo in the finale and that Flash trailer. If we do get the trailer, that's when I'm going to make my bonus video. So be sure to subscribe to get everything. And right now, click here to get my review of the episode, and click here to learn about my brand new bonus gaming channel. That's right, I spun off a channel just for gaming videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. High fives.